What it is, boys. You guys are watching this on YouTube. You guys are watching the stream. Quick Caesar pre-farming guide, guys. We're going to talk about the materials that you can pre-farm right now for Caesar. I want to give you guys a huge PSA right out the gate. You are not going to be able to fully max out Caesar on day one. Okay, and I know this sucks. I know this is a different, modus operandi from the videos that I usually make about pre-farming for characters. But unfortunately, in Hoiverse games, dude, sometimes just new bosses come out, new weekly bosses come out, and that just completely gatekeeps you from being able to fully maximize a character on the day that they're coming out because they are coming out with tons of new content, things like that. The problem here is in Zenless Zone 0, for now, at least up to what I know, up to what we know to present day, we don't really have early access to things before we beat the story that is related to these bosses and these new places to farm stuff. We're also getting new disk drives, if I'm not mistaken, which is something to look forward to and something that might be better than what we currently have. So that's something we have to talk to about in the build section. But let me give you guys a quick rundown of what you can do to pre-farm for Caesar right now. Just the things that you can start to get ready to at least have her somewhat decent when she does come out. All right, so let's go over here. Let's go to the game. Again, guys, the website that I use for all this information is zzz.hakush.in. It's a website where I'm pretty sure they get stuff from the betas, like they do some data mining to get the information that we need and the information that is really useful for us to pre-farm. The thing we're all about here on this channel, okay? So here you go. This is our king, right? Caesar girl. We're going to talk about the materials that we need for full Ascension. For right now, you are going to be able to pre-farm everything that you need to get her to max level and Ascension. You just aren't going to be able to farm everything that you need to get her to max talent levels. That's the problem. That's the reason why we can't fully max her out on day one. I'll explain to you guys in a second. So first things first, guys, you're going to need credits. You're going to need close to 800k credits to get her to level 60. And you're going to need tons more of credits to get her to level 12 in every single skill. If you guys haven't been spending your Hamster cage passes, then you will be able to get her to max skill level, but you aren't going to be able to get her to max core passive level. Besides that, you're going to need freaking 2.9 million credits to be able to get her to max skill level. So we're going to talk about that right now. The place to farm them is really easy. You just go to HIA. Okay, so we're here at the HIA. In the HIA, we just talked to our girl Bertha. And this is where you're going to do most of your farming. Like most of you guys already know that. Credits are farmed here. Bouncy specialization. You can put more characters and whatever. Besides this, you're going to have to farm her essential materials. It's going to be 4 of the 2-star green ones, 32 of the 3-star blue ones, and 30 of the purple ones. Really easy too. It's just here in the HIA. You go to the promotion materials and you're going to farm the defense drill. Okay? Really easy. No problem. No problems at all up to now, right? Not really that long of a farm. So maybe in 1, 2, or 3 days doing this, you're able to get everything that you need. It's really not that long of a farm as far as this is concerned. If you guys are thinking of going for a W engine, which is this one here, I really don't have the name for it right now. It's going to take the exact same amount of materials, but half of the necessary credits, okay? And the place you farm them is also in Bertha. It's just in the W engine modification instead of the promotion, right? Same exact amount. Just go and do the fence coil test. Really no secret here. Really easy stuff. Next, we're going to go to our first big hurdle. It is the ancient talent level up materials. You're going to farm them in the exact same place. You're going to need 25 of the 2-star green ones, 75 of the 3-star blue ones, and a whopping freaking 250 of the purple ones. I did this for Jane Doe. It took me about 3 weeks and a half. But then again, I wasn't really good about using the right coffees at the time. I didn't farm that much. So maybe you can do this in a much lesser time, especially since I was below internet level 50 when I started farming for this. The place that you farm for this is also here in Bertha in the agent skill. Just go and do the rigidity test, okay? You always farm a purple one if you are above internet level 50 and doing the level 51 and 2 to 3 of the other ones. So this might take a lot less than it took for me for Jane Doe, since now everybody is probably at internet level 50. Should take you about 2 weeks something. If I had to guess, in Honkai Star Rail, this takes me about 10 days. Maybe it can be about the same here. but I still haven't done the calculations for that yet. I am going to try and do this for Caesar. Of course, we're all here trying to pre-farm, so I might have a lot better information for future characters coming up. But hey, I don't think it should take more than 2 weeks, 12 days, something like that, for you to be able to farm all that. But it is a huge time investment to get all of this. Now, if you're like me and you have already used your hamster cage passes on other characters, there's a huge chance that you're not going to be able to get 5 hamster cage passes to the point that Caesar's out. If you've been saving, you probably do have 5. The place, guys, where you get hamster cage passes right now is really limited. It's a very rare item. You get them from the battle pass. Okay, so right here, you get 1 of them from the battle pass. You get 2 of them if you pay. That's one way for you to get the hamster cage pass. The other way is seasonal events. Sometimes we have seasonal events in ZZZ that give you a hamster cage pass if you complete the event. Okay, right now we don't have any that I can show you, but be on the lookout. Probably when Caesar comes out, there will be new events that give you a hamster cage pass. And if you decide to pay for the battle pass, then it's going to give you 1 more on top of that. The bad news is that if you have been spending your hamster cage passes, then you're probably not going to be able to farm 5 of these during these 3 weeks that we have until Caesar's out. But that's only for skill 11 to 12, so it's really not that big of a deal. It is sad we're all new in the game, and this game is nowhere near as good as Honkai Star Rail as far as giving us, you know, the last stage skill material. In that game, it's the Trails of Destiny. In Genshin Impact, it's the Crowns. This game is a lot more like Genshin Impact, like being really rare with these. So unfortunately, guys, some of us that have invested in Jane or have invested in Tingyi or Ju-Yuan, we might not be able to invest these in Caesar right now, but it is what it is. If Caesar is your best girl and you've been saving for her, then good for you. You're going to be able to get her to level 12 day 1. Right? But maybe what I want to tell you guys is not worry too much about that, because now we're going to be severely time gated on her core passives. Okay, so if you guys don't know, the core passives of the character are these over here. Let me go on my Jane. So these over here, A, B, C, D, E, F, right? These core skills, they level up with materials from what I call the normal bosses and the weekly bosses. So we see here that you need 60 of this material over here, which looks a lot like a weapon that one certain rat girl uses. And we also have the need for this material over here, which is a material that you're not going to find in the game anywhere right now. Well, this one you don't find either, right? So both of them you can't find them right now. The reason for that is the place where you farm these. The first one, the place where you're gonna farm this material over here, which is the purple boss material, it's the normal boss material I like to call it, is right here with Lila. Over here in Lila, you are going to unlock a new boss over here, and that new boss, from what we see here, is going to be Jane Doe, and you're going to be able to beat Jane Doe over here. Every time you beat one of these in the max level, you get 5 of the materials that you need. You need a total of 60 of these to be able to fully max out the core passives of Caesar. So lots of farming this once it comes out. I would tell you guys to save batteries in order to get all of these day 1, but I don't think that's necessary. Like at all, because it doesn't really matter if you have 60 of these day 1. To level up these core skills, you need the weekly boss materials. Starting, if I'm not mistaken, on C. You're gonna need the weekly boss materials, and you're gonna need 9 of those. So when you finish Caesar's story, you're going to unlock a new weekly boss. We find that weekly boss here in the scout outpost in the interior, and the place is here in the Notorious Hunt. So after you clear Caesar's story, there's going to be a new weekly boss here, and that boss is going to drop this item over here. This one, item underlined big boss. And here is the problem. Even at internet level 50, even at the max internet level that you can be for the max rewards, you still only drop 1 of these items per run. That sucks ass. So what does this mean? This means that to completely max out your Caesar, you're gonna need 9 of these. You need to farm the new weekly boss for 3 weeks. Look at how much bull this is. The game is telling all of us right now that we are only going to be able to fully max out Caesar 3 weeks after she's out, which means that we're only going to be able to max out Caesar after her banner is over, after she is no longer on rate up. That's insane to me. The thing that gets me the most surprised here is that Genshin Impact of all games already came up with a solution for this. In Genshin Impact, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure I'm right on this, but you can exchange weekly boss items from other weekly bosses with the new item that came out. So if you've been pre-farming for Caesar on other weekly bosses, you can just choose to exchange those for the new one, so they are able to freaking max out their character day one if they want to. That's a really, really easy fix that's not gonna harm the game at all, man. Come on. If you think that maxing out a character day one is gonna harm the game or harm the player's stayability at all, dude, come on. Then you shouldn't be able to max out any character when they come out. But I was able to max out Jane Doe just fine. People should have been able to max out Ting Yi just fine. And then I don't really get it, man. Let us max out every character when they come out, provided that we're actually playing the game and pre-farming. So this is a huge problem. This is the time gate that I was talking to you guys about. And this is why, unfortunately, nobody gets to fully max out Caesar day one, no matter how much pre-farm, from what information I have right now. Because up to what I know, you can't exchange weekly boss materials yet, Hoyoverse. You listening? So that should be it, man. That should be it for all the pre-farm that you need, that you can do for Caesar right now. As far as building characters go, man, I really don't want to get too much into it because we really don't know what can and cannot happen. The reason being that we're getting 2 new disk drives, man. There's a big chance that some of this disk drives may be the best in slot for Caesar and for Burnice, man. So you might be able to pre-farm the one that's good for Burnice before Burnice comes out, but you're not going to be able to pre-farm the one for Caesar. I mean, sure, you could try, as far as disk drives goes and the build goes, man, you could try pre-farming stuff like Soul Rock, because Caesar probably scales well with defense. I think the amount of shield that she's going to give out to people is going to scale up with defense, and maybe So Soul Rock's never going to be bad. Even stuff like Shockstar Disco, if you want her to do more impact, or stuff like Swing Jazz, just to help her out in more of a supportive role, this could work too. This is what people use with Ben Bigger right now. But I don't know, man. I really think that it's not that worth it for you to pre-farm these kinds of things. I think that you're much better off waiting for the new disk drive sets to come out and use your pities and your stuff to roll on these disk drives when they do come out. So farm for disk drives for characters that you are currently building, and maybe use the dismantling materials that you get from those in order to farm these on the disc shop whenever these do come out. They're probably, dude, gonna be the best in slots for Burnice and for Caesar. Really, just the way that Caesar is, the fact that she is coming out on a major patch with a new weekly boss, maybe not worry too much about maxing her out day one. It's just not going to be possible. I know it sucks. I hate it when these kinds of things happen, because saving batteries and saving stamina can help you out in dealing with the new disk drive problem, but the weekly boss material, man, really kills any ability for us to be able to max her out day one. And that's why I pre-farm, but hey, it's fine. It is what it is, guys. I hope this helps. I hope you guys have a better idea of what you can and what you can't do for Caesar. I hope you get a better idea of what you should worry about pre-farming and what just doesn't matter right now. So yeah, so there you go, guys. That's the Caesar pre-farm guard. Really easy. I would really tell you guys not to stress too much about trying to get her to max as possible day one, because the card passives are really gonna kind of gatekeep you from that. You're gonna get her to max level eventually, but it's gonna take 3 weeks, so focus on her during those 3 weeks if you want to. Maybe during those 3 weeks of Caesar, you're gonna just farm those core skill passive materials from the weekly boss for Burnice instead, but it really depends on who you're gonna go for in that time, right? If you are going to go for both Caesar and Burnice, then I am sorry, man. It's just going to be impossible for us to be able to fully max out both of them when they come out. It's just no way. And especially since it takes at least 3 weeks for one of them to be done when after Caesar comes out. If you are like me, if you really want to, you know, max out someone day one, then Burnice is going to be your best bet for that. But if you don't care about that, if you're okay taking your time and you just want to pre-farm whatever you can, man, that is completely fine. That is 100%. That's honestly the best way to go about it, really. And the way that I would suggest you guys to do it. Yeah, just chill out, farm the skill mats, farm the EXP mats, farm the Wenjin mats, you know, and make sure that you're having fun with the game, dude, right? Don't stress out too much about these kinds of things. If you guys really like these kinds of like laid back guides that I do, man, I really appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you watching the video, dude. If you watch up to the end, thank you very much. Do consider, man, subscribing and liking the video, dude. It really, really helps out my channel, man. We're a really small channel right now, and it's really, really gratifying whenever one of you guys likes the video or subs. That's insane to me. Catch up on stream, guys. I stream most Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Monday and Wednesday at night, Thursday in the afternoon, Mountain Standard Time. But thank you guys for watching, man. You guys are the best, and can't thank you enough. And I can't thank enough my chat, man, for being here with me through all these guys that I do, dude. You guys are awesome. Thank you. This is Skatsu signing out.